Good morning. Hope you're all well. I thought I'd start my Friday sews this week with a little bit of our walk. As you can see, I've got the doggies that I'm looking after this week. We're just out for a morning walk. It's not the brightest of mornings that we've had, but it was lovely with all the sort of mist on the hills across the fields. So Friday sews. Last week I sort of give you a little bit of an update of a little bit of sewing I'd managed to do since my last catch up, and today I haven't done a huge amount of sewing this week because obviously we've had the dogs with us, so I've been going out with them twice a day, but that's been quite nice. But I have done a little bit, so once I get back home I'll log back on and show you what I've been up to. Hello again. Right, I'm back from the walk, all ready for work. Got clients due in shortly, but I thought I'd just come on and do my quick showing of what I've done this week before I have to start. Now, what I'm wearing, I'll try and take a photo in the mirror in a minute so you can see this full length. But this is a McCalls 7831. Pinafore. I got the pattern free in a sewing magazine a few years ago and made this, but I think it's still available. One that's still available. It's made out of old jeans. I had a few pairs that didn't fit me anymore, so I unpicked all the pockets and different features on it, and then flattened them, cut out the pinafore, and then put it back together, reusing the pockets as the pockets for this. And today I'm wearing it with a Adrianne Sweater, which is Copper Creek patterns. It's a scooped bottom, sort of open-sided sweater. It sort of comes up at the sides. So yeah, it's quite a long sweater, but it's great for wearing under this because it stays tucked in. This is just a brushed fabric that I picked up somewhere along the way, but yeah, so nice and cozy, but ready to get out and do some work. So as I was saying when I was walking along earlier, I haven't done a huge amount of sewing this week, but I managed to finish off a few things. Now, the first thing I finished off was my Bestie Bag for my friend. I've given her that and she absolutely loves it. I said it was a fabric hug for her because she's having a hard time at the moment, so she's just in need of a hug. So she's got her bag now to wear around her, to give her a hug. So yeah, last week I was sort of asking which webbing you thought I should use. Totally ruled out the plain black one because decided it wasn't the right, because it was cotton webbing, so it looked dull compared to the bag. So it was between these. So people that commented and said which one they thought, it sort of came out equal most of the way through. And then at the end, a few more said the stripe. But by that point, I'd already made it with the leopard print. And she absolutely loved it. She said she didn't have anything with that sort of print on it. So it was something different for her. So she loved that one. And hopefully I'll put some photos in. And I'm going to make myself one with the stripe fabric. So once I finish mine, if she prefers the one with the stripe, then I'll swap with her. But yeah, as I said, I'll put some photos in. I've put some with it on my mannequin, so you can see how it was hanging, and some other photos as well, sort of closer up. It wasn't perfect. My machine didn't like sewing through all the layers, so there was a few places where it skipped the odd stitch on the top stitch, and then I went back over, so you had sort of a slightly thicker line. But it looked fine. It was just me looking at it closely. Didn't think it was perfect. I made the medium size as the pattern showed. The only thing I altered was the zip. Now I used a continuous zip, And what I did was I cut it longer than what they said. Now, having watched other vlogs where people have made it, and I think it was Rachel from Stitched Up that said she thought it was strange that you sort of could see the ends of the zip from the inside. The whole of the end of it wasn't covered by the fabric. Which, yes, when I was sort of looking at how the construction was taking place, I didn't like that either. So what I did was I made the continuous strip longer, zip longer, put the fabric on the outside for the finished edge, but on the inside the zip goes all the way into the seam at each end. So yeah, it did mean it was another layer for my machine to sew through, but it looked very neat from the inside and you didn't have any bits sort of flapping about. I think I'd do that again, or maybe I would do a double fabric end to the zip so it looked finished off on the inside as well. So yeah, that was the only different thing that I did from the entire pattern. But yeah, I was really happy with it, and as I said, I'm going to make myself one next with the stripy. So in last week's Friday Sews, I told you that I'd made the culottes in the loop back French terry. Yeah, they're growing on me. When I styled them up for the photos with my boots and that, I thought, actually, yes, I do like them with something tucked in. I don't like it with the top over the top. But I was going to use up the rest of the fabric to make a t-shirt to go with it so that I could wear it like as a fake jumpsuit with a big belt on. So I have made the t-shirt. I haven't quite finished it yet. Still got the hems to do. But yeah, just the plain V-neck jumper, t-shirt. It's got to have the hem done on the bottom as well. It comes to about hip length, and I used pattern 6351. This is quite an old New Look one. You see, it's another one that I've got free with the Sewing magazine years ago, but I think it is one that's still available. I'm sure I saw it when I looked through the other week. So yeah, it's a nice sort of t-shirt with about 3/4 length sleeve. It's got a slight, it does shape in slightly, so it's not too sort of straight and boxy. Previously I've made it do it sizing down on the shoulders, so I've done that again this time. I haven't sized it down quite as much. I've done a 12 across the shoulders, going down to a 14 under the arms, and then a 14 all the way down, because I didn't want it too fitted. Previous time I made it, I made a 10 across the shoulders, down to a 12 at the bust, down to 14 at the waist. And that one is quite a nice fit, but I wanted this one a little bit looser, so I've just done the 12 down to the 14. But yeah, so hopefully I shall finish that off later today, and then hopefully take some photos of it on before I upload this week's Friday Sews, and then you'll be able to see what it looks like all together. This French terry feels lovely. It's almost got like a cool effect to it, but yeah, it's really nice. They've got it. I'll put the link to the fabric, as I said, from Minerva, and they've got it in loads of different colours. I've used it before in the navy for making stuff for my grandkiddies, and it washes up really well. So that's done. And then I haven't bought anything this week. There hasn't been anything that I've sort of needed or wanted. So, but I have had a delivery of the velvet that I was waiting for last week. I bought this earlier in the year from when I needed the other bits and pieces that I ordered from Minerva. But this one was out of stock at the time, so it only came at the beginning of this week. So it's a velvet with a metallic leopard print. I just thought it'd be nice as a sweatshirt, but something that's a little bit more dressy, so if I wanted to wear it to the pub or whatever, I thought it'd be a little bit different. Now my plan was to make the plain Drew but in the cropped length in it. But now it's coming, I wondered whether I want a sweatshirt or whether I want something a bit more like a tunic-y sort of, or a shortish dress, because it does look a bit more going out than I was thinking. But I don't know, maybe I will just do the sweatshirt as my original plan. And when I did the original purchase, I bought this rib to go with it so that I could use that for the cuffing. So it's got that little bit of gold glitz in the bottom stripe. But now I've put it against it, I'm not quite sure it's the right gold. But yeah, it does go. Well, I might do a plain back rib, but yeah, that's come this week. They've still got this in Minerva, so I will link it down below. I think it was about £9 something a metre. It's 140, 150 wide. So yeah, 1.5 metres. It seems loads of fabric here, which is why I'm thinking just a crop sweatshirt might leave me with too much remnant. I suppose I could try and make a little pull-on skirt as well. I don't know. Yeah, but that's come. So that's another thing to be put in my to-do pile. But that's it really. I haven't got any set plans of what I'm going to do next week. The dogs go back on Saturday, so I might get some sewing time over the weekend. So hopefully I'll be able to at least cut out my Bestie bag so that I've got one as well, and start putting that together. Maybe I'll be able to get a sweatshirt cut out, or maybe I'll cut out the chiffon that I was talking about in previous ones, because that needs to be done. I don't know what's happening with my hair today. I think it's because I took my hat off from my walk earlier. But yes, so hopefully there will be a bit of sewing over the weekend, and into next week. We've got, as I said, the dogs are going back, but we've now got my daughter's dog from the end or middle of next week for a few days. So yeah, it'll be a few days that I've got some free space to do things, but not a lot. But hopefully I'll get something done. And as I said, hopefully later today I'll get this one finished and take some photos and share that with you. But that's it for today. Only a very quick one. I hope you're well. I hope you're managing to get some sewing done. And if you've got any plans, have a chat with me in the comments about them. If you've got any ideas what I could make with that velvet instead of a sweatshirt, then please let me know. And I'll see you again next week. Bye.